Do you want to read the second? There we go.
So moved.
Okay.
I guess.
You guys can do a thumb warmer if you want. Not that you're not always focused.
I know we're talking about being a captain or maybe do some
All right. Time being 7 p.m., call to order the December 13th Franklin School Committee meeting. Meetings are recorded by Franklin TV and shown on Comcast Channel 11 and Verizon Channel 29, as well as recorded by Franklin Matters. Any individual who also wishes to record this meeting must notify the chair in accordance with Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 38, Section 20F. So, we proudly introduce Charlotte Devine as tonight's Keller Kid, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Charlotte is a fourth grader at Keller in Miss McRory's class. Charlotte demonstrates Keller's core values in many ways. Together with her peers, she is caring, inclusive, and intelligent. Recently, she and a small group of classmates created a slideshow which is presented to administrators. They shared ideas for ways that Keller kids can show leadership in their school. One idea is to extend Love Keller partnerships by having all grade levels spend more time visiting teachers and students to learn more about what next year will be like before transitioning to that grade level in the fall. She is excited to be part of developing these days at Keller. When asked, Charlotte believes the core value of respect is most important. It serves as a foundation for all of the others. Outside of school, Charlotte plays hockey. She is on 2 teams. She loves animals. She has 4 chickens and 1 dog. She's also an avid reader. She is currently reading the 130-story Treehouse. Together with her parents, we are so proud of her. Thank you, Charlotte. Please, take it away.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. I know it's very exciting to stick around with us on Tuesday night, but please feel free to leave if you got other places to be. Get some ice cream, as our chair would say. As is customary, we will pause for a moment of silence. At this time, we would like to honor Franklin High School track coach Lateef Thomas, who said in passing on December 8th has rocked the community. Mr. Thomas was a dedicated track and field coach who cared deeply for his players. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family at this time. Thank you. So first off, in routine business, a review of agenda. Agenda looks good to everybody?
Yes.
Excellent. Next up, payment of bills. It's taken care of by me. Payroll also taken care of by myself. Then afterwards, we have our FHS student representatives.
All right. Hello, I'm Shaw Downing. I am the class of 2023 vice president. I'm going to talk about sports first. Winter sports began last week and all games have just started. The girls basketball team is hosting Oliver Ames in Franklin tonight, and the boys basketball team will be playing them at Oliver Ames. Girls hockey played against Algonquin last night, and we tied 4-4. For the music, congratulations FHS band, chorus, and orchestra who had a successful concert last week. For the class of 2024, they are continuing to plan their prom. Prom committee meetings are held on Fridays. Prom is on May 5th, 2023 at Lombardo's in Randolph. The class of 2023, the raffle calendar fundraiser has concluded, and we'll be announcing winners shortly. More Senior Week news is to come. We currently have Kimball Farms and our senior cruise booked. For the whole school, Connect for Cancer Club is running a hat drive for childhood cancer patients in need. There will be donation boxes in the main lobby and community entrance of the high school.
I'm Robin Chaudhary, the senior class president. Just to talk more about the charity drives going on right now, there is a Franklin Food Pantry donation box in the FHS main entrance. And like Shaw said, the Connect for Cancer Club is running a hat drive, but they're also running a Toys for Toughs drive in coordination with the Community Service Club at Franklin High School. So any new unwrapped toys can be placed in the donation box, which will also be in the FHS main entrance, and they'll be collecting through December 16th. Lastly, the Connect for Cancer Club is hosting a mobile blood drive for MGH. You have to be 16 years or older to donate. If you are a student at FHS, even if you're over 18, you still need a parental consent form. More information can be found on Google Classroom, Connect for Cancer's social media pages, and on the FHS website. The drive will be held from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., and the Mass General van will just be in our bus loop during that time, and check-in will be in the community entrance near the gym. There are still many spots available, and I know we just hit the minimum benchmark, but if we could get more, that'd be great. So go to the FHS website, view our social media pages, and please sign up if you're available. But that's it. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Any comments or questions from members of the committee? All right. Thank you, guys. You can also feel free to leave and get ice cream. All right. Next up on the agenda, Superintendent's report. Mr. Jagia.
All right, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Shaw. They hit on a few things that are happening at Franklin High School. The drives, the blood drive, obviously the work that they're doing around cancer fundraising for the school are just really important events. And I just would like to say I had the opportunity to attend the concerts last week, and our students did a phenomenal job. I thought the selection, how they executed the songs and worked together, really, I was proud to be the superintendent and be there in the crowd. Also as a parent, but certainly as a superintendent, I was excited to know Mrs. Morano was there as well. And special thanks to our music teachers who helped prepare our students, helped with the selections, and did a great job of kind of narrating and walking through. It was a great concert. So for the report today, just a recap on professional development. The PD committee, our professional development committee, met on Wednesday, November 30th, and received feedback from 328 survey responses from our staff. 93.3% of the feedback was either to strongly agree or agree that the overall PD day contributed to their professional learning. And after analyzing feedback to plan future PD days, there's a desire to continue collaboration opportunities between and across departments, and have the ability to choose from a variety of topics and content areas and interests. Educators also indicated wanting to deepen and expand their work connected to multi-tiered systems of support and universal design for learning, social emotional learning, and diversity, equity, and inclusion. During our December 7th half-day, administrators led building-based professional development that focused on deepening understanding of MTSS, multi-tiered systems of support, as well. A redistricting update. Since our last meeting, the FPS working group met with the consultants AppGeo. We've been reviewing mapping information and building blocks to provide district data and provided district data as they prepare to develop scenarios. The school committee space needs subcommittee met also to discuss the guiding principles that our large advisory group had worked and provided feedback on. We reviewed the project timeline and the website and FAQs, which were updated today. The website has updated information, and we tried to incorporate some of the questions we've received, what people have asked for to see. So that will be an evolving website that continues to have information available, but that was updated today. There's a lot of in-between work that occurs in preparation for each of our meetings. The next redistricting analysis advisory committee meeting, which includes community stakeholders and families, will take place on December 20th. And that group can expect an email from me directly with further detail about the meeting. Tomorrow, December 14th, marks the 10th anniversary of the Sandy Hook tragedy. So tonight, just remember and honor the lives of the victims of the Sandy Hook Elementary School and the senseless act of violence that took place 10 years ago. 26 innocent people, including 20 children. So our heart goes out to those families and loved ones of those who were lost, and we stand as a community to support them in a time of mourning. And typically with milestones, what we know about grief is that milestones, when you hit them, can often drum up or stir up grief again. So it's important that we remember in those types of instances. So this tragic event reminds us of the importance of coming together to support one another and work towards a future free from violence and hatred. And let us always remember the victims as we strive to create a world where such atrocities don't occur. Homework free Just a note to families and students, the Franklin Public Schools seeks to value the time that families have together by declaring a no homework time period for all students during the December break. Homework-free vacations are not reading-free vacations. Reading is always a worthwhile pursuit and is strongly encouraged as a daily habit for all students. But we see vacations as also an opportunity for students to complete missing work or catch up on assignments or continue studying as well. Final note is as the winter, at the Winter Art Showcase took place, and I wanted to just give a shout out. We had the opportunity, I saw many of our central office staff there as well to see the work. I want to give a shout out to all of our art teachers, the students and their artwork, and also Mr. Gooder, who is our art department head and director for the district, who did a phenomenal job of working with the teachers to put forth and showcase that work. And once again, if you've been before, it's at the Franklin High School Library, and it's set up, and you can really walk through the progression of artwork from really primary grades all the way through senior year, and to see the different mediums they've used and whatnot was just really impressive. So it's just, once again, another showcase of the work and the excellent teaching that's happening across the district. So on a final note, as the winter break approaches and the year comes to an end, we at Franklin Public Schools would like to extend our warmest wishes to our students, staff, and families, and our community partners, along with all of your loved ones. We hope that you have a restful and enjoyable winter recess and filled with peace and joy. And may the coming year bring health and prosperity to all of you and all of us. So I'll take questions if you have any.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so we'll go down the line for questions or comments. Camille?
No question.
Dave?
Yeah, one, in terms of the art show,
Yeah.
yeah, that was for everyone involved. Thank you so much. That was fantastic. My little guy in kindergarten, he didn't have a piece selected. He just heard about it at school, so we wanted to go. And it was great. There was an Andy Warhol inspired art about Sour Patch Kids, and that was hands down his favorite. He came home, he was telling everybody all about it. So it's always great to be able to showcase our students' work. So for all the art teachers and directors involved, thank you so much for that. And then to the top of the report, when you were talking about the PD committee and with the respondents. So 328 respondents or responses, what percentage of like the total universe is that?
That's probably 65%, would you say? That's just rough, that's some street math right there, but, 65% probably, I would assume about that many educators. Come on.
Good.
Wow.
Wow,
There it is.
wow, all right, that doesn't usually happen, so that's, that makes me feel good, thank you. This is good. Yeah, so about 65% of our staff responded. So as a return rate on a survey that's voluntary, that's pretty good. I think it's a good sample size. But
Because that was going to be my follow-up. Is that pretty much indicative of where historically what we can kind of expect for some of the numbers to come back?
I would say it's actually, I've seen it as an increase in my short
Okay.
tenure here, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And I can
great.
get those numbers for you, I don't have them readily available for the past few years, but I can get those at a later date.
No, just, because obviously, when we talk about like a lot of the great, like the great responses that came back, if it's, if,
Only-
it could just be, looking at the audience and the sample that we're kind of pulling, but if that's an increase from beyond, I think it provides a much more validity. So that's great. Thank you for the quick math. Thanks. I'm glad to know that there was an increase, and even with that increase, that there was some great turnout from that. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. That's it.
Thank you. Megan?
No questions, but I'll just comment by saying thanks for the report and glad to hear that there was a lot of feedback.
Yeah, great.
Thank you very much for this update. It's great to hear, with all we hear about the multi-tier systems of support, of how that's being integrated into the professional development of our educators. And also, it's great to hear about the website update of how we're maintaining that commitment for effective and open communication with the community. So it's very encouraging to hear. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so moving right along. Next, for presentations, we have a lifelong learning presentation with Ms. Patricia Gay.
So we're joined here by our director, as you said, Patty Gay. She's going to provide an update on lifelong learning, I always find this to be an exciting one because there's always something new on the horizon, but I just think we're lucky in Franklin to have a lifelong learning institute, and I think if you've never lived outside of this community, you might not recognize perspective-wise that having this available within our town and run so professionally, I think is a real asset to our community. I've participated, my family has, in some of the programming, and we're lucky to have you aboard, so thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm Patty Gay, and I'm the Director of Lifelong Learning. And again, thank you for having me here tonight. I'm torn. I'm going to go the glasses for the small and the not for the big. So Lifelong Learning is a department of Franklin Public Schools, and it's basically for departments. We've got solutions, community learning, music, as well as summer programs. The mission of Lifelong Learning is to provide the community with extended day, music lessons, enrichment programs, and something that is safe and affordable for the community. And in order to achieve that mission, we have members of Franklin Public Schools as well as partnerships that help us to be able to accomplish those goals that we have and to adhere to that mission. Lifelong Learning has been a part of Franklin Public Schools since 1998. Just to give you a little background. And this is what the Lifelong Learning team looks like. Myself, we have the Directors of Solutions, the Director of Community Learning, Director of Music, as well as the Lifelong Learning Media and Data Specialist. Our staff includes, for the Lifelong Community Learning, we have an office manager as well as over 30 instructors, depending on what we've got going on at the time. Solutions Extended Day has 20 staff members, and that would be the leaders, the site directors, the assistant site directors, and the group leaders that all help us carry out those before and after school programs. Lifelong Music has about 20 instructors. They also have an office manager. We also maintain a door manager to let us into those music programs that we have. I got a little pop-up here. Sorry. Oops, sorry. Go ahead. Keep going. All right, sorry. And then we have our music, our summer program that we have over 80 instructors that we have for the summer to carry out all the programs that we have. So we have the Solutions program here. We have a couple of our Keller students that have just made, I wanted to take a picture of just the Legos, but then they put their arm around each other and were like going for the whole thing. They wanted to remember what they made. So I said, oh, I'll take a picture of it, and then it came out really cute. And then just a couple other creations that I've seen, and that's what we do. We give them supplies, and we help them be creative. And this is the Solutions program, and we have a before school program that opens at 7. Our after school program is open till 6. We're in each of the elementary schools in Franklin, and that's a Monday through Friday program for regular school days. Community Learning is our adult and children branch of Lifelong Learning. And in those programmings, we include arts and crafts, sports and leisure, exercise and wellness, team sports, workshops and special events, some online learning, and then Kids Corner, which is a variety of activities for kids in grades K through 8. And Kids Corner happens at the high school, and the sports, and we kind of spread out amongst the gyms in Franklin and offer, but most of the other classes other than sports happen at Franklin High. This is one of our art teachers who teaches acrylics as well as watercolors, and these are a couple of her pieces that I've been told are award-winning. So yeah, pretty spectacular to speak to the caliber of instructors that we have teaching our classes. Music Academy is our, we offer string, band, and chorus. What we have going on right now is called our Glee program. We also do private music lessons for students in grades K through 12, and we also have some adults that participate as well. And through our music program, we also offer a wonderful mentor program, which has students of high school age that are able to take a leadership role. A lot of times it's students who have been in the music program probably since grade 3 who are coming up and taking those leadership roles in the program. And our summer programs. Summer is very busy for us. This is my first summer, having gone summer of 22 in my new role as the Director of Lifelong Learning. This is my first summer. I've been working for Lifelong Learning for 22 years, but this is the first time that it's been solely me at the head of it, and it was busy. It was really busy. And it was great, though. We had fun. We have Solutions that runs for 5 weeks. We're running for 5 weeks again this summer. We have STAR, Ready, Set, Kindergarten, STEM, which includes Math Academy, which used to be a standalone. Now we've incorporated the STEM aspect as well. 2 weeks music program, preparing for college, including writing a college essay and the Common App Boot Camp. High School Experience, which is our program for incoming freshmen that we offer, as well as there are some community learning programs that happen in the summer as well. Mostly our sports programs, basketball, badminton, and volleyball. So, and registration for our summer programs begins on February 1st. So as always, our program, we try to align with the district improvement plan and try to support the social emotional well-being of students and staff. And we do that through our movement classes that we offer, the exercise and wellness, through our staff training, through the home security and security that we, in classes that we offer for parents in partnership with the Franklin Police Department, Ready, Set, Kindergarten, as well as the High School Experience. We are engaging in, provide engaging and rigorous curriculum, and we do that through, again, across the board in our program through the themed curriculum, our junior leader program, by offering homework club, summer STEM, music, the college prep classes, the music mentor program, as well as our band, strings and glee programs. We offer high quality instruction to meet the needs of the academic and social emotional needs of each learner, and we do that through, again, Ready, Set, Kindergarten program, preparing for college, as well as private music lessons. We offer effective two-way communication to support student learning, and we do that through our community partnerships, such as Downtown Partnership, the Cultural District, as well as our partnership with Franklin Police Department, and the community input and feedback through all our course evaluations. We're constantly sending out, after a course ends, sending out evaluations just to get feedback from our participants through newsletters as well as weekly updates. We did participate in the Strawberry Stroll. That's what you have there. And Lucas generously put his face and said that we could use it. So
I forgot about that
there
photo.
it is. Yes. And we also, again, in keeping aligned with initiatives, align with the Portrait of the Graduate, and try to incorporate some of these skills throughout our programs whenever we can. This is a still picture of our website, franklinlifelonglearning.com, and that gives you all the information that you need to find any of our programming. towards the end of January. We'll be previewing some of our summer courses so that you can preview those before the registration opens on February 1st. And we don't do this alone, we have a lot of support from the district, so just want to take a minute to help to recognize those that help us. The faculty and staff at all of the schools, because we really do utilize that space a lot, and we appreciate they're always so supportive and welcoming. Central office, of course, facilities, technology, student services, and as I was reading this morning, I realized I forgot to highlight food services also, who help us a great deal in getting us snacks and programs for our solutions program, as well as other things as well. So truly appreciative of all the support that we get from the district. Thank you. If anyone has any questions?
Excellent. Thank you very much, Patty. Yeah, we'll open it up right now to questions from the committee. Camille?
I love the lifelong learning. I'm looking at the 4 different areas, and my family has participated in all 4 of them. And I forgot, the year I moved here, I taught a Southern cooking class, like 20 years ago. And I remember when we signed up for Solutions, my husband and I would make a joke because we were like, it's not called Happy Fun Time. It's like, you got a problem, we got a solution. But it was the most wonderful program. My kids would not leave. Like, I would show up and be so excited to see them after school, and they're like, can we stay longer? And the ladies there, oh, my kids are too old now for it, but oh, just the best. Just the best. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let us know what we can do to support you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Dave?
I want to echo what my colleague said. My kids have taken numerous programs, and it's every single one of them just knocks it out of the park and it's spectacular.
Thank you.
One thing I had a question about in terms of the summer programs.
Yep.
Do you kind of grow to fit the need each summer, or is it rather kind of static and we just kind of, once, a certain number of children kind of enrolled and then that's it, and it's all done?
Yeah, what we do to prepare for the summer is the music programs kind of fluctuate a little bit. Last summer was the first summer that we came back after the pandemic and offered everything that we've offered in the past. What we are in the process of doing now is putting out, see who wants to teach classes and gather those proposals and then see what we're going to be offering for the summer. So we like to offer as much and as varied classes as we can, but we are also dependent on people that want to teach different classes. So, but the music program is always a 2-week half-day session, as well as the STEM as well. Yeah. But this year, we're hoping to be a little bit bigger than we were last summer, and hope to be back in full force.
Terrific. All right,
Yeah.
that's awesome to hear. Yeah, I always there's always that rush of, oh my God, did we miss it? And this class is filling up fast, or we got to start making these choices.
And then we have the ratios that we usually try to keep the ratios down too, so that they're getting quality instruction as well, especially for like a Ready Set kindergarten program. So we've got them coming in and just having that experience of being in a big school for the first time. So in that respect, we do have ratios that we maintain, so there are things that do fill up. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Megan?
Thanks very much for the presentation. And I remember taking a badminton class way back when I first moved to town, and
We still have it.
I could see that, yeah. So anyways, thanks very much. I don't have any questions, though.
Okay.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Patty, so much for this presentation. I'd like to echo the sentiments of my colleagues. It's wonderful that we provide these courses and curricula to the residents of Franklin. It's just so enriching, and it's great to have these offerings to really just make something that's just unique and special to our little community here. Couple just quick questions. Do we have an estimate about how many members of our community participate in the lifelong learning programs?
We have, let's see here. We have, in current enrollment, and we're just kind of wrapping up fall, we have, in lifelong community learning, we have 419 participants.
Wow.
In music, we have 244, and in solutions, we have 320.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
some really good numbers.
Yeah, yeah. And just out of the 419, or there, give or take,
Yeah.
that we have about 120 individuals who don't live in Franklin. So we do have people that come from other communities to participate in programs as well. So,
Wonderful. Yeah, well,
yeah.
it's good to hear too that people can come to our town from neighboring communities and also experience something that's unique to us. That's wonderful. Thank you. And then just a second question here. What seems to be the most popular program or programs, and do you expect to expand or start offering any new programs based on that?
We are offering, it's not a new concept, but we are offering a yoga class for educators.
Oh,
We had some feedback come in that it's not a different class, but it's earlier in the day. Most of our programs start between 6 and 6:30, so we are offering something a little earlier to try to, if teachers are in the district and they want to take something but don't want to wait around, maybe they don't live in Franklin but want to participate. So that's something new that we're offering. We're also offering a knitting class in the spring as well. We've had it in the past, and that's coming back as well. And
I saw that, and that's on Tuesday, so I'm gonna have to be excused from the meeting. So.
And also a new class is Qigong. It's another exercise wellness class. And again, it's not something that is new, but we're doing the badminton class, which is, as you know, is a returning class, but we're offering it for teens as another way to try to get teens active, and we'll see how that goes.
excellent. Thank
Yeah.
you. Oh, I appreciate that. You know, Dave was actually just telling me he wants to knit his wife a scarf for Christmas, so now he knows exactly where to go for that. Yeah, there we go. All right, well, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, next up on the agenda, discussion action items.
Okay, just real quick for one more thing about lifelong
course.
learning. Our college essay and Common App Boot Camp is another great option for families raising children who are older or ready to start thinking about that. I plugged this last year, and I would like to plug it again because I do think it's an opportunity in the summer before the pressure and deadlines are on students to really think about their application process and how they can kind of learn and have support to get through some of that. I think it makes the fall a little bit more manageable for folks who are interested in that. So I just would plug that as well.
Thank you.
My kid's signing up for it.
There we go. Great. I'm glad. There we go. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Can she get ice cream, or are we?
You know what? It was a really good presentation, so yeah.
We have to vote on that?
We'll let it pass this time. All right, so now moving on to discussion action items.
All right. So we have the 3 policies for approval for second read. That would mean adoption. The first was our facilities fee schedule, KFE3. The second was JLCCD, which is managing life-threatening food allergies in this education setting. And the third is JLCCD-E, which was the protocol and guidelines for management of life-threatening food allergies at FPS. So,
Excellent, thank you. Is there a motion to adopt the policies as discussed?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Excellent. Any discussion or questions? We'll move down the line. Camille?
No.
Dave?
Nope.
And none from me? Okay, so see none. Vote will come on the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda, discussion-only items. We have the accept annual report.
okay. So in your packet, you'll find the Accept Annual Report. Basically, this report represents the collective actions of the Accept Collaborative across their departments in the areas that they're focusing on this year and in future years as well. It's basically outlines their plan around staffing, professional culture, their partnerships with the community, and their programs and services and budget and finance. So they lay it out in an annual report, and I wanted to put it out there so that you see it as just to kind of frame we are members of the Accept Collaborative, and also I'm a board member. I'm on the board of directors for that as a superintendent. You automatically join their board. So each of the superintendents within that group have brought this back to share with our committee. I will say that I've invited Dr. Flaherty, who is the director, to come to a future meeting to just talk about Accept in more detail, and just explain the process and share some of the business side of it. There are times where the school committee will need to vote. For example, if another district was interested to apply to become a member of Accept, that would be a situation where they would need school committee approval from the existing communities that are members, which we are. So that will be in the future, but certainly wanted you to have the information on what's happening at Accept.
Excellent, thank you very much. Any discussion or questions? Camille?
No.
Dave? Megan?
No questions.
Just a brief question for me. Just, could you briefly just mention the value that being a member of this collaborative has been for the students of Franklin?
Sure. I'll start, and then I'll let Mrs. Morano chime in as well from the student perspective. They, as members, they offer programming for students, and Mrs. Morano can share a little bit more about that. But there are other aspects and facets to the role. They do professional development for educators, and then each of us belongs to a Job-alike group that they organize and host and set the agenda and the learning and invite folks in to be a part of, so that you join. Accept is basically a local area collaborative. They're housed out of Natick, and when we travel there, our Job-alike, so you can get with, you can meet with other people who share a similar role to you to kind of problem solve, learn together professionally, and I'll kick it to you, Paula, on just some of the student aspects that they provide.
Sure. So they are one of, they do host specialized programs there for students with special needs. So if a student has a profile or needs that we cannot support here in the district, if they have more of need a more restrictive environment, then we can reach out to Accept, which is, has some classrooms and specialized programs. They have standalone schools, and they also have classrooms within public school settings, so depending on the needs of the student and the disability type. So that's one piece. The other piece is they do host, they provide consultative services as well. So if we have a student who maybe requires vision services or orientation and mobility services or BCBA services that we can't offer here in the district because of staffing challenges, we can reach out to Accept to see if we can contract with them for those services, as well as they do program reviews for our in-district programs. So if we want a consultant to come in and just review our special ed programs or our specific specialized programs, that we can also contract with them for those services as well.
I would also add that they offer a variety of professional development for our educators at a reduced rate because we're members, and then they do come into districts. So one example is they do our mentor training. So every year they'll come into one of our PD days and host a new cohort. They offer other things, but that's just one example.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for expanding on that. We look forward to hearing the presentation in the, I believe you said it was next month or in the coming weeks at some point?
It will be a future meeting. I
Future
need to
meeting.
coordinate that with them, but certainly it's something that we discuss. So I would say in the coming months.
Coming months, excellent, thank you. Well, it sounds like a great resource, and we look forward to hearing more about it. All right, moving right along, we have information matters. Superintendent evaluation, none this evening. Budget, that'd be myself. Budget has not met, however, last Wednesday, the 7th, there was a finance committee where the school committee admin and some of our members gave a presentation, an update, and we had a very productive conversation, and we look forward to having future collaborative discussions with other bodies in the municipal government. So, excellent, thank you. Next up, we have policy. Dave.
And policy will be meeting tomorrow to take up a whole new set of policy items.
Excellent. Community relations, none this evening. Space needs and facilities assessment. Mr. Gio.
So as I mentioned in my superintendent report, the space needs subcommittee did meet. We are continuing to meet in a rhythm, basically a cadence for having those advisory committee meetings and then following up with the consultant for some working group, and then after that have space needs. So we're starting to create a rhythm to try to build out and make sure that we're covering our bases. So we did meet last week, and we'll continue to work in conjunction with Applied Geographics, the consultant, to continue to work through the analysis.
Excellent, thank you. Joint PCCs, none this evening. Student Wellness Advisory Council, Dr. Rogers?
So the SWAC did not meet this month. Our next meeting is Tuesday, January 3rd.
Excellent, thank you for that update. CPAC?
Yes, CPAC met on December 7th. They discussed a parent questionnaire to be filled out by parents after an IEP meeting, so we can get some feedback from parents on how that meeting went and how that team approach went. It's something we had established years ago, kind of lost its way during the pandemic, and now we're reestablishing it. We're really trying to make it parent-friendly, so it's going to be a Google form rather than the good old paper and pencil, and it's also translated in all the languages that we need, and they can use a QR code to fill out the questionnaire. They also discussed an inclusion checklist for our PCC. So if a PCC is hosting an event, what's some things they can consider for students with disabilities or students with allergies and whatnot, just to make sure it's more inclusive for all of our events that our schools are hosting and our parent organizations are hosting. And then they also voted on CPAC board members at that meeting. Their next meeting is TBD.
Excellent, thank you. Substance Abuse Task Force?
Yep, Substance Abuse Task Force met this morning for another great meeting. We are actually changing our name of our subcommittee because, as we all know, substance use is usually caused by a mental health challenges. So we're really focusing on mental health wellness. So our new name now is Mental Health and Wellbeing Task Force, building a strong foundation for our community. So that is our new name that we'll be going by, but we will put in parentheses SATF so everyone knows who we are. We continue to plan our next critical conversations. We keep pushing the date out because time is flying, so we want to make sure that we have enough time to plan for this event. So our critical conversations will be held in March. We have a couple dates that we're just checking with our facilitator on, and its focus is going to be on student voice, what our kids want you to know. So,
All right.
and our next meeting is January 10th.
Excellent, thank you. And then last but not least, DEI Committee.
DEI committee is meeting tomorrow, 3:15?
Correct.
Correct, right. And Ms. Harris will be facilitating that. The last meeting we held, I'm not sure if it was before the last school committee meeting, but we kicked off, and Ms. Harris had facilitated some work on some of the 7 major areas in which the groups are working in. So we were able to start together as a whole group and then break off into smaller groups working on reviewing policy, looking at curriculum and instruction, and then it led into a discussion. I'm thinking about our students who participated. We have some really strong student leadership on that team, and it was great to hear their voice, particularly around some of the instruction and curriculum discussions. Had some real positives to share about things they've experienced, but then also some areas that we can look at to see how we can improve. So it was a good conversation. More to come on that.
Excellent, thank you for all those updates. And next, we have the consent agenda.
Okay. Approval of minutes. So I recommend approval of the minutes from the November 22nd, 2022 school committee meeting as detailed. I recommend acceptance of 2 checks totaling $1,250 for FHS scholarships as follows. $1,000 Roberta Trahan and $250 Sean Jobin. FHS gifts, I recommend acceptance of 2 checks totaling $1,170.85 as follows. $1,000 for student activities account, in-house enrichment from FEF and General Dynamics, $170.85 supplemental supplies from Ohio Pile. I recommend approval of the executive minutes from the November 22nd, 2022 school committee meeting as detailed. And I recommend approval of the request of Amy Edson to create a new club, the National Art Honor Society, as detailed.
Excellent, thank you. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as detailed?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Excellent. Any discussion on the questions? Any discussion or questions? Camille?
No.
Dave? Megan?
No.
Okay. Seeing none, the vote will come on the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And then we have citizens' comments. In the spirit of open communication, the committee will hold a public participation segment, also called citizens' comments, about matters not related to an agenda item within the school committee's purview. Comments are limited to 3 minutes and must be addressed to the committee. Citizens' comment segments are not debates or Q&A sessions. It is intended to offer citizens an opportunity to express their opinions on issues of school committee business. The committee will listen to, but not respond to any comment made. Are there any citizens in the audience, in person or online, who would like to make a comment on an item not on tonight's agenda and falls within the committee's purview? So, taking a look at everyone here in person. And anyone online?
Excuse me.
Is that a comment?
It might be stay away.
All right, so looks like no one for citizens' comments this evening. Next is new business, Mr. Jagier.
So I alluded to the Accept Collaborative update and presentation that's coming forth. Also, as we reset, as I mentioned, for the new year, we'll reset and have a whole series of presentations that we'll want to provide updates on related to our district improvement plan and school improvement plan. So you can expect more in those particular areas.
Excellent, thank you very much. We look forward to all of that. So, we're at the end of our agenda for this evening. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Vote will come on the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. We wish you all a safe and joyous holiday season. We look forward to seeing you again on January 10th.